What is up, legends? It's Sion. We are back, and we're going to talk about the leaders today. We're going to summon and mess around a little bit with the Halloween. Just going to show you real quick, but we're going to do this fast. We don't want this to take forever. All right, so the leaders all work a little bit differently. The Sakura Swordsman kind of works for beginning of the game and works for when you need to blitz in the beginning and at the end of a fight. I'm going to explain that when we get into them. I only have 3 right now because that's as far as I am in the story. Nightmare Hunter kind of works as kind of a sneak attack type of character, where it's if you just want to get to the back of the line without having to deal with much stuff and you don't have characters that can actually do that well, Nightmare Hunter works out for that. Light Paladin pretty much is the buffer. And prolonged fights, Light Paladin is pretty good. It's not so much for like attacking, but more so getting buffs out to the team. If you don't really have a good healer or a support character that's going to really do that, then your Light Paladin pretty much is the person that's going to do that. Alright, Sakura Swordsman, let's go up real quick with these passives. The first one is Energy Balance. Activation requirement: the number of partners of each kind of energy does not exceed 2. Activation effect. After the ally partner showed up, increases the damage rate for 15 seconds. Now, this is actually pretty good in the beginning, especially if you want to do for Maki Blitz, which is what I was telling you about. It's good for the beginning. And what Maki Blitz is pretty much, you could put Maki out by herself and suicide her, but I don't do that because that kind of does, you don't get enough worth out of that. She's a 12 energy unit, and you at least want her to get 2 attacks off before they take her out, in my opinion anyway. So what I do with my Maki Blitz is I put out Anne or Banners and protect her. So the tank goes out first and then Maki comes out afterwards, which they should, as long as you're fast enough, you should be able to get both of those 2 people out there and the lane still be clear, so Maki has a clear shot at smacking whoever the boss is. And she does what she does. If she's gonna do the random RNG 3 or 2, depending on your luck, it depends. So Venus support is at least 2 of the following partners must be in battle: Saya, Nina, Victoria, Anna, Jasmine. Activation effect: when the allies attack, 50% of the chance increase damage resist by 30%. Now this is good in the beginning of the game because you're going to have these characters. If nobody else really in the beginning of the game, it kind of loses its worth because the characters kind of fall off for everybody else that you get going forward, except for Saya. Saya is still fine, but all the rest of them, not so much, except for Victoria. Victoria becomes good later on after you get to the 5-star, if you get her the 5-star. 4-star. Really, no, 5-6-star because she goes to 6-star, but that'll take a while, and by that time you probably have more than enough other characters that are good that you don't need to do that. But you have the Venus support there. So Classmaster. Activation required: deploy partners of all classes. So you have to put all the classes out there, by the way. Activation effect: increases allied partner by 6% and HP by 6%. So as long as they don't have to actually be out on the field, they just have to be deployed in the fight, meaning that you put them in the lineup, and then the activation is they all get that 6% and the attack and the HP, which is actually pretty good. King's Blood activation requirement: deploy at least 7 Guardian attack or in social partners. Again, deploy, they don't have to actually be out in the field, just deploy. Activation effect: increase the ally partner by 6%. Attack, again, that's more, this is all stuff that stacks too, by the way. So this, as long as you have ally guardian attack and sorcerer partners, then you're good to go. You got to have 7 of them, which makes it really hard to get Classmaster. You have to go to 10 to actually pull this off, because you have to get the other 3 classes out there individually, which I never hardly have King's Blood, but you can do it. Battle of Magic, pretty much you need Phoebe, which Phoebe, I got her from, just the $1 top up. That's what I got her from. And she increases allied partner attack by 12%, which is why she's like in the team when I use this leader. And then you have the legendary partner right there. Activation requirement: to play at least 5 SSR partners. Increase ally partner by 12%. So as long as you have 5 SSRs, then you have this passive. In most cases, if you have Phoebe, you can then put all this out, and he's a really good leader. And he has AoE on his skills, so it works out. You got the Mad Slash, you got the Split and Thrust right here. Increases the attack of ally partners to 20%, lasts around. In most cases, you want to have this out. However, you want to use this a little bit cautiously, because sometimes you want to save it and wait for them to pull enemies out and then, slap them up. And then you have Demon's Bane right here, which is pretty much your shield. As you can see, it gains a shield that can absorb damage equal to 30% of HP max. Also increases the user's attack by 35%. Lasts for 3 rounds. And you have Red Blast, leaps forward and does dealing 420% attack damage to a column as the enemy leader. If the enemy leader's HP is less than 30%, does an additional. So this is kind of like, I need you to die, assassination move. And all this is my most used leader, because it can handle multiple things. It's not kind of like one trick. The other two are kind of one trick, but they're useful. Alright, so let's go down. We have Nightmare Hunter. The Nightmare Hunter is more about getting to the back line, but activation requirement energy is less than 14. Activation increase the ally partner damage against the leader by 30%. If the average lineup is less than 14, which mine's isn't, so whatever. Activation requirement, deploy Maki or GG. Activation effect reduces the cost of the initial cards by 1. So as long as you got Maki or GG out here, which is actually pretty nice. So I have Maki, so I use Shadow Raid a lot. Activation requirement, deploy at least 6 attack or social partners. Activation effect increases ally partner attack by 8% and crit rate by 8%, which is good as long as you have this, which I believe I do most of the time unless I change out of it, so that's pretty good. Activation requirement, Great Army, I'm sorry, deploy at least 6 summon or spell partners. This I never really have, so that's kind of like, got Ashwell there, so that's kind of like a hint. Rapid Army activation, collect 80% of the partners whose energy is 14 or less. Activation effect, increase ally partners attack by 15%. So if they're 14 or less energy to actually call out, that's actually rather good, especially with that 15%. So he's particularly for blitzing and getting to the back line with AoE. You see, he's encouraging you to actually do that. So he's a backline attacker. So if a leader killer, basically, you want to kill a leader, or if you're having a problem getting to the back line and the stage, then you probably should do Nightmare Hunter and kick some ass with him. His first skill is triple attack, normal-ish. Dimensional execution, Hunter summons a cannon that fires from the sky, attacking enemies in the same column as the leader. First attack takes 420%, with subsequent units receiving 30%. Defense of all targets is increased by 30%. This is very good for the simple fact that it decreases the target's defense. So what I like to do is I like to set this up a little bit, is get him out to do this in the middle line and then AoE after it, and you pretty much almost screw, if not decimate, decimate the leader, whatever you're fighting. And I've done a lot of stages and getting 3 stars that way like that. He's really good. Fade and Light, Hunter uses the Fell Cannon to lock on the enemy leader, dealing 600% attack to the leader, ignores 40% of the target's defense. Pretty good. Malice, Hunter roses the power bonus, raises, I don't know why it says roses, but Hunter rouses, I guess, the power bloodlust allied, I guess that's the right word. Granting 30% attack to ally partners who instantly launch around 1 attack, which is interesting. It works sometimes. Again, this is about blitzing, so everything about this character is blitzing and getting the fight over with when you need to do that. So when you have a DPS check that you have to kill an enemy before they kill you and kill them before they drop you down to 50%, that's what you use it for. Next up, Light Paladin. Again, I don't have the other two because we're not far enough for that yet. Probably a few people are far enough for that, but I'm not. Alright, so next up. Preemptive Strike is first one. Activation, the requirement average energy is more than 14%. So his leader skill is more about the big cost people. Activation energy affect initial energy by 5 of the allied partners damage rate by 10%. So again, he's the big guy. He's the one that you want to have all the big people out for that. And you need the lineup has to be the average of that. So that's not that hard to do, but you guys will figure it out. Activation requirement deploys Selena or Camille, which I have neither of them, so I don't use them, which is why you've never seen me use them, because I don't have any of those characters. Activation effect when the leader's HP is less than 40%, 70% and 40% gains 5 energy. The effect can be triggered 1 per battle. Activation requirement for elite class. Deploy at least 6 partners with energy above 13 and have 4 or more classes in the lineup. Activation effect increase allied partner by 6% and block rate by 20%, which is really good. This is good in Arcana. This is very good in the Arcana. You can set your team up to especially with the block card and the block heal card. You can set your team up to like block all the time and heal, and you literally like one shot the whole thing with him like that. So just keep that in mind. Activation requirement, deploy at least 6 partners, and we're talking about Power Legion now. Have at least 6 classes in the lineup. Activation effect increases the allied partner attack by 6% and HP by 10%. Again, very good. Like, he's more or less a buffer, so you got to keep that in mind. Giant Kingdom requirement, collect 80% of partners whose energy is 14 or more. Again, encouraging you to have a higher cost team. Activation effect 14 activation effect 15%. My voice is like sucking today, and I do apologize for it. I'm gonna get through this though. Legendary partner down here, activation requirement, deploy at least 5 partners and allies receive 15%. Alright, so you use Light Paladin on a team that roughly has a bunch of people who have high costs. Now you see my Annie doesn't, my Maki doesn't. My Baron is Fenderbeth, Miyuki, Phoebe, Polly, Diamond, even Beatrice. Like I would have to take out Satiko, Maki, and Annie, and they're like some of my strongest units to make use of him. I could do that in the future when I get other characters, but not so much right now to make use of him. Now, the last thing I'll touch on before we get into the summons, I want to go to Halloween, but we'll talk about Halloween another day. In order to properly use a Halo, in my opinion, the leader does okay damage, and when you want him to do damage, you just go into the Huntsman and stuff like this. But for the most part, what I want to do is I want to protect him, because he's going to get hit by stuff. So what I always want to actually have is I want my defense up. So we're going to do that. That can go as high as that is. You want to go over your HP right here. So we're going to go with the HP right there. And I think I'm out of currency now for this. Again, this is attack, and then this is HP again right here. Now what this allows you to do is actually it makes your shield stronger as the first guardian or the first leader, and you have more leeway when stuff actually attacks you for getting your 50% off, and sometimes it's 10%, but you want your leader to live. That's good for PvP too. So the defense and the HP is the first things I level up. You don't have infinite crystals, not at this point in the game anyway. So you want to go for that. You want to make sure that you are protected. Alright, so I hope you kind of understood that. We're going to go ahead in here and try. I cleared most of my map stuff out. I don't have any more stamina left, as you guys can see, to do anything, and I can't purchase anymore, so I'm kind of like done for the day. So I'm going to try to go after Miss Gemmy again. I got another summon. I think I need 8 more. I think I need 8 more to guarantee her. And if that's the case, what we're gonna do now is we're just gonna guarantee her. Actually, let's see if she comes out before that, so I don't have to do this. Let's see what happens. Nope. Sachiko, come out. I kinda need you. The beaches. No Sachiko. Alright, so what I actually need now is I'm pretty sure I did 60 by now, so I need 8 more. I don't like you, lady. I don't like you. I just farmed all this currency, you're gonna make me use it all. Shut up. I think this is 70 now. If it's not, I'm like, whatever at this point. It's not. Oh, there's Sachiko, so she's maxed. What am I gonna have to do? I think this is gonna take all of it. I don't mind doing it because it's just gonna... Gonna take close to all of it anyway. I could be actually off and not even be remembering this properly. So this should be 70. You can give me 2. Just for the suffering. Another Annie. I wonder what do I do with it now that I've maxed Annie out already. This is the absolute last one. Alright, so what's my normals? Nah, we ain't doing that. Alright, so we have her out now. I get to now play around with using her in different places. And I want to actually get Yuffie in to somewhere. Perhaps. Why is her head so big compared to everybody else? I don't have anything to build her, so we're just going to build her tomorrow. And here we go, so you can see exactly what she does. Gemmy is pretty much kind of one of those annoying characters, as you guys can see. Like, all her stuff is just designed to be annoying as hell, which kind of makes her cool. But she is a 17 cost character. So she does 420 attack, plus additional damage, 12% to targets, and additional damage does not exceed excuse me, 300% of the attack. Gemmy deals damage equal to 165 attack damage, randomly increases one of the allied partner's life steal rate by 20%. The effect lasts the entire battle and cannot stack. The fact that it goes the entire battle is kind of like GG. Damn, lady, you like... Anyway. So she can revive as well, which is again a pretty good thing too. Alright. So in essence, what I would do is the times that I don't use the leader, when I'm in Huntsman, I use her and take Phoebe out because Phoebe's no use Well, she's a use, but they kind of like do like the same thing, so there's no point in me having both of them at the same time, and I can push Gemmy up to 100. Speaking of which, I have, these are my 100 characters right here. Right now, in level 44, but again, I don't have anything left right now to do anything with. I literally got 10 stamina, and I can't buy anymore, so. GG, boys. Oh! Alright, so we're gonna do this and we're gonna roll out after this. I forgot about that. We don't need you, but I need dupes of him, and I don't have her, so let go. So if you like more of Illusion Connect, you can look at it on the bottom right there. It should be popping up soon, if not right now, depending on how well this goes. So this is just all gonna be dupes. So I will catch you guys next video. How many polys are you gonna give me? Peace.